to the first Lean Start program class today. My name is Jamie, and I will be your health coach for the day. And today we will be going over the Lean Start program, and the first course is about traffic light eating and portion control. So we will go over what Lean Start is. And it's important for the class to start on time, and that's just so that we can answer questions, or I can answer questions after the class, and address any questions that you have in the comments. So just be sure to write comments as they come up, as you have questions, so that I can answer them promptly. If you have questions that are maybe off topic or need extra explanation, we can wait until the end of class, and I'll gladly answer those for you then. So who is attending? Can you please write your name in the comments so that I can get an idea of who is here? Well, I'll just check the comments. Okay, so who's here? And then I have a question. Okay, I'll check who's here, but who has children here? Go ahead and write how many children you have if you do, so we can get an idea, maybe their ages, and then that way we can understand kind of what your needs are in the course. And so this course is geared towards families and their children. So it's very, very viable for adults, but also for their children. And so the traffic light eating is definitely geared for to simplify these concepts of eating healthy. So my name is Jamie. I myself have 2 children, both 5 and 8 years old, 2 girls, and I'm actually just starting the health coach journey. This is a requirement for my certification, so I'm going to give this class, and then I would just like your reviews at the end. I will go ahead and send you an evaluation form at the end of the session. I would really appreciate the evaluation, because that is actually the documentation for your attendance. So anyway, I decided to become a health coach because I went through several years of health issues in the autoimmune arena. I was very ill, and I had to do a lot of research to get myself out of autoimmune. So I researched, and over time I changed my diet. That was a huge game changer for me, was eating more nutritious foods. And so overcoming those health challenges really motivated me to want to help other people and just share the information with them. This is not very different from Dr. Sears, who created this program, because he himself had health issues, which he overcame. And in fact, the research that I came up with to overcome my health illness is very in line with Dr. Sears' program. So he created this program to make his patients healthy, and himself, when he got sick, he had cancer and it remitted, and but he had to go through chemotherapy and surgery, and so that was really inspiring for me, because I myself, in my health predicament, went through a surgery, and I just didn't want to keep going down that path, and so either did Dr. Sears. And so I see this commonality, and so and I really agree with the curriculum. I really agree with the information. It's, like I said, it's really in line with what I had found on my health journey. And so we're going to give you an opportunity to meet Dr. Sears through a video now. He has written over 40 books, and he has 8 children of his own. So he definitely knows what he's talking about when it comes to children and families and their health. So with not much more to say, the lean, so okay, yeah, I'll go over the lean concept really quick first, actually, before we do the other assessment. Okay, so the letters in lean stand for lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. So it's all of these components together which are conducive to health. So if we don't have a healthy mindset or a healthy attitude, that very, very well can affect our health. And that's actually something that I realized during my health journey as well, is when you feel ill, you don't feel very positive, and you feel actually very negative. And it's hard to get out of that mindset. It's hard to get out of a diagnosis. You know, you feel like, oh, I have this illness, and this is the prognosis of my illness. So attitude is very, very important. So I was actually blessed to not get a full diagnosis, because then I may have been stuck in a prognosis. So that attitude is very, very important. Your lifestyle, like how are you living? Are you busy? Are you stressed? You know, are you living a fast-paced life that causes you to make poor choices nutritionally? Just overall, how is your lifestyle? Are you living a healthy lifestyle, conducive to nutrition, conducive to a good, healthy attitude, that's conducive to exercise? And that's what the E is for exercise. So how much exercise are we getting? That was another part of my health journey, was having to get my circulation up. I felt sluggish. I felt lethargic. And the only thing that made me feel better was taking walks and getting oxygenated and getting circulation and strengthening my muscles, working my muscles. So exercise helps so much, and it helps your attitude, and it helps with a healthy lifestyle. I mean, you can release endorphins when you're exercising. So exercise is definitely extremely important. And last is nutrition, but actually nutrition's first. So traffic light eating goes over the priority and standard of nutrition. So nutrition is extremely important. Like I said, I changed my entire diet. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm a saint eater. I do still indulge on occasion, but overall, my primary source of calories and nutrition comes from healthy foods. So I definitely changed that, and it has made a huge difference. So I noticed if I were eating poor foods, what we would call red light foods, I would feel lethargic. I would feel tired. I would feel, basically low energy. My mind would be low energy. So I wouldn't want to do as much, versus eating healthy. I've gotten a lot more energy, a lot more vibration, and I'm more excited. I feel like exercising because my body is not bogged down with poor nutrition. So those are lean. That's the lean concept, is lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. So that's the first concept of this entire program, the Lean Start program. And so instead of doing a full assessment, I just want you to write in the comments, like, how often do you or your children, but please notate that it's either you or your children, how often do you guys get exercise? I mean, do you do a workout? Do you go to the gym? Do the kids ride their bikes? Do they play sports? Or do they do dance? Or just, actual activities that occupy a period of time. So if they do that, how often do they do that? You just please write that in the comments so I can get a good idea of where you and your family are at with the exercise component. And that'll make it easier for going forward and understanding some suggestions and where you could go from there. Okay, and so I will post. So posted is the Lean Start Guide, and you can take a look at that. That just gives you general information and tips about this session, and it actually can be useful to utilize the information on there with your children. So in further sessions, the Lean Start Guide will be utilized for other sessions as well. And so right now, I'm going to start the first video, which is an introduction to Dr. Sears, and it'll tell you about the Lean Start program generally. And then we'll have a chat afterwards. Okay, enjoy.
Welcome to Lean Start with your host, Dr. William Sears, best-selling author of over 45 books.
Hello, I'm Dr. Sears. I'm so happy that you've chosen the Lean Start program. I know you all want healthy, happy children, but it can be difficult making the right choices for your family. In these 6 sessions, caregivers will learn the parenting tools to help your children be smarter, healthier, easier to discipline, compassionate, and confident. So what does your child's body really need?
Just like a car needs gas, your child's growing body needs special fuel to run its best. Your child needs healthy food. Nutrients such as protein, carbohydrates, fat, vitamins, and minerals are your child's fuel to help them grow, think, play, and live.
Without the right fuel, your child can become tired and not feel well. Poor nutrition can lead to many problems, such as childhood obesity and even diabetes.
But with the right fuel, your child's engine will be ready to go, go, go.
During this program, we will learn about the right kinds and the right amounts of food for your child's body. Young children are eager to learn. This is the perfect time for you to teach your child healthy eating habits that will last a lifetime. These years are a window of opportunity to teach your children healthy eating habits. I call this shaping young tastes. Shaping young tastes are the 3 magic words in childhood nutrition. One of the best ways to help your children learn to eat healthy is to teach them traffic light eating.
Green light foods mean go. These foods help your child to grow. Encourage your child to eat as much green light foods as they want. Go foods are low in calories and high in nutrients.
Yellow light foods tell us to slow down. These foods are fine to eat every day, but only in moderation. Yellow light foods have more calories than green light foods and usually have more fat and sugar.
Red light foods mean stop and think. These foods you really need to stop and think about. They include foods that are low in nutrients but high in calories and often contain hydrogenated oil or trans fat. Try to make a healthier choice.
It's time to make dinner, and Carmen's going to make her famous beef enchiladas, Julie's favorite. Let's see how traffic light eating comes into play. Whoa, Processed cheese might be tasty and convenient, but it is definitely a red light food. Real cheddar cheese is a yellow light food and is a great tasting and healthier alternative. Carmen's enchiladas will taste great with sour cream, another yellow light food. Another thing Carmen can do is switch from beef to chicken. So now, Carmen is making chicken enchiladas with cheese, sour cream, rice, and beans. All yellow light foods. But she'd like to add a green light food. How about a salad?
We just learned an easy way to make favorite family recipes healthier by exchanging high-fat ingredients with a low-fat alternative, and by replacing red light foods with yellow or green light foods. Now, let's talk about portion control. How much is too much? What's the right amount to eat? Are your child's eyes bigger than their stomach? Portion distortion can be a problem for grown-ups, too. Oh dear, they really need to learn portion control. So, what can they do? Let's start by using smaller plates.
Let's use my fabulous enchilada dinner as an example.
A child's stomach is only about the size of their fist. A young child does not need the same amount of food as an adult. First, try using smaller plates for your children. By using a smaller plate, a smaller portion looks larger. What a simple way to help your kids eat less. That's a great start. Now, what if the portions of the yellow light foods were smaller and the green light foods were larger? See? That's even better.
Great job. Here's a few more helpful tips.
Let your kids serve themselves. Children tend to eat less food when they serve themselves. Don't tell your children to clean your plate. Kids need to learn to stop eating when they're full.
Teach your children to eat slowly. This gives the body a chance to tell the brain when it's full.
Encourage your children to take small bites and cut their food into smaller pieces. That'll slow them down.
We play the chew-chew game at my house. I tell my daughter to chew each bite at least 10 times.
And remember, try to make family meals a relaxing, friendly time. Don't allow television watching during mealtime. Children tune out their body's hunger signals when they tune into TV. My kids can eat a whole bag of chips without even realizing it.
Mom's on TV. Why's Mom on TV?
What do you two think you're doing? You're going to spoil your dinner eating all of that junk.
Talking to you. He made me eat all those chips. I did not.
Dinner will be ready in 1 hour.
But I'm hungry now.
Have some grapes.
Grapes are cool.
We now return you to your regular scheduled programming.
The foods children snack on while watching television are often the wrong kinds of foods. If your child wants a snack, give them something healthy from the green light food list. In this session, we've learned to help your child establish healthy eating habits through traffic light eating and portion control. See you next time.
Hello, and welcome back from the video. So, what did you think of the video? Was there anything that you could apply to your family in that video? Or just, thinking about it, is there anything that resonated with you? Go ahead and write in the comments if anything resonated with you, or if there was anything that you felt you could apply to your family. Okay, so I wanted to get a little more in depth with the green light foods. Well, with traffic light eating. So green light foods are foods that are grown and not manufactured. They are low in calories and they are high in nutrients. They are low in fat. So that's mostly your fruits and vegetables. They're naturally colorful. You can find pretty much any color in the rainbow in your fruits and vegetables. And they're usually eaten raw, or they can be eaten raw. So it's a lot of live nutrients that you're able to get out of them, especially your fruits. And they promote health. So I personally call them high vibrational foods because of the live nutrients that gets into your system. That's exactly what your body needs. And most of those foods feed probiotics. So if you have probiotics in your belly, a good healthy gut biome, which it promotes health. And so those prebiotics that are in your fruits and vegetables feed your probiotics, which kill off, bad things in your gut, adverse organisms or things in your gut. And they, ultimately help you stay healthy and increase your, the health of your immune system, the strength of your immune system. And so yellow light foods are necessary for a healthy diet. You should eat them daily. But they provide different vitamins, minerals, and nutrients than the green light foods. So we're talking about your grains and other starches, your legumes, your protein, your meats, your lean meats. So you do need those. They're all part of your macronutrients, right? We need macronutrients every day, and those fulfill that. However, there's still, you should eat it in moderation, because too much of anything is still too much. It's a good rule of thumb. And so these items are, like I said, they're like your whole grains, your pastas, your rice, your noodles, your poultry, your fish, eggs, milk, dairy. So all these items are yellow food items, and you should definitely have them daily. Maybe one with each meal. However, the preparation of your yellow foods can cause them to be a red food item, a red light item. Like, for instance, chicken. So chicken is a yellow food item, but it can easily become a red light item. So once it's fried, then it becomes a red light item. So that's how you can kind of gauge how you prepare your foods, how they're processed, whether it's by you or the manufacturer. It really does determine its ultimate health in your body. So be cognizant of that. And portion control is also necessary for yellow food items, right? You wouldn't want to have a whole meal that's just meat, or a whole meal that's, just yogurt. It's good to have variety, and it's definitely good to include your green light items. You don't want to get your sole calories from yellow foods. All right. And lastly are the red foods. The red light foods are high in calories. They are high in fats. They're high in sugar. They are more than likely highly processed, or just processed and prepackaged. They're often fried. They're often, fried like potato chips, which have oils, and fried chicken, French fries. Those are all red food items, and they basically have a heightened level of processing. So they're low in vitamins, they're low in minerals, they're low in fiber. And all those things your body definitely needs to stay healthy. And so most fast foods, just rule of thumb, are red light items. They're like high in fat and low in nutrients. And I think that's the main reason why it's a stop. Red light is stop and think about what you're about to eat or what you're thinking about eating. And they're like I said, they're prepackaged, they're more processed. So there's a lot of ingredients and preservatives that are being put into these foods. And all that processing really just takes them away from their whole food nature and can synthesize them to become something almost not like a food at all. But I can't go over that right now. That's a lot more information for the future. However, just be cognizant of that. It's a stop food. You stop, you think about it, and if you can find a yellow food alternative or a green food alternative, that's something that I did with my children. Is they come ask, they want a granola bar, which, you know, it's not horrible, but most granola bars are more like red food items because of the sugar content. So I started requiring them to check, get a piece of fruit first, and if they were still hungry before dinner, between meals, then I would, you know, deal with it then, and, you know, have them find an alternative or give them partial fruits, you know, partial snacks. Anyway, so and the prepackaged foods also include trans fats, more than likely hydrogenated, partially hydrogenated oils, which are horrible for you. These are synthetic fats, and your body does not appreciate them. Your body does not know how to fully process them. And so it can have adverse effects. So be aware of that as well. That's your trans fats. And the concept, okay, so let's talk about, like, when it comes to green food items, and specifically, they have nutrient density, which is they have a high amount of nutrition for a low amount of calories. And, you know, that's where you'll find that in your green light items. They're fruits and vegetables. I mean, I've learned that when I was a child, is fruits and vegetables are extremely important to have in your diet, but the reason is why. I mean, the reason why is what is compelling. So that nutrient density has vitamins, minerals, fiber, and phytonutrients. So, okay, so green light foods in their natural state are nutrient dense. And yellow light foods they're either grown or farmed or raised, but they require extra processing before we can actually eat them. Like wheat, for example. It's not very tasty or easy to digest before it's been milled. And meat and eggs. So yellow light foods are also grown, or they're farmed, but they require extra processing just to be able to eat. Like wheat, for example, is it's not very palatable before it's milled, and it goes through extra processing before you can actually eat it. It's not, you know, tasty before then. Also, meat and eggs must be cooked in order to eat them. So that's extra processing. It doesn't come from just one source picked off the vine or from the animal and then consumed, right? So nutrients are inevitably cooked out of them. And so red light foods are not nutrient dense. And yeah, basically they're high in calories, they're low in nutrition, they're low in fiber, vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients. Let me just move that up a little bit. And I just want to give a quick example of how an item can go from a green light item to a red light item. So we start with an apple, right? An apple picked fresh off the tree is full of live nutrients. and all the vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, the whole lot of it. So they're green light. Then you cook it up a little bit. You cut it up, you cook it up, and you mash it up. Add a little sugar, and it becomes applesauce. So now applesauce would become a yellow light item. So that's how the apple can become a yellow light item. And this happens to a lot of packaged foods. Lastly, you could also take that apple and you could slice it up into many pieces and cook it. You could add sugar. You could add cinnamon. You could add a crust full of carbohydrates and fats and maybe even dairy, and cook all the nutrients out of it. You take the peel off of it to make apple pie. So now apple pie is a red light item. So that same apple, depending on how it's processed, how it's prepared, really makes a difference of what category that item goes in, and how much you should eat of it, right? You shouldn't be like, oh, I'm having apples because I'm eating apple pie, because it's really no longer just an apple. I mean, a lot of the nutrients of an apple is in the skin. So eating that skin, I mean, even if you give your kids apple slices, the skin is so nutrient dense, and you get fiber, and I mean, so it really makes a difference how you process it. All right, so let's see. Now I'd like to start with an activity. So the activity is the grocery ad activity. Let me get my box here. And with the grocery ad activity, we will start with basically taking grocery ads and cutting out the food item, and then categorizing them to which section they belong in. So if they belong, or what traffic light food they are. Are they a green light item? Are they a yellow light item? Or are they a red light item? So I'm going to go ahead and get an idea of what I have here, so we can have some balance here. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and go through. And so I'm going to go ahead and show you these items. And with the information that you've been given, I would like you to categorize these items and go ahead and put in the comments what color you believe the food goes in. Is it a red light item? Is it a yellow light item? Or is it a green light item? I did have a sheet here. I'll just move on from that. Okay, so to start off with, we have cantaloupe. Is it green, yellow, or red? And you can go ahead and write in the comments. I'll let you know at the end of this session, or of this activity, what they belong in, where they belong. A salad. It's mostly just lettuce. Oranges. Potato chips. Lay's potato chips. Chips Ahoy cookies. And so I realize this is a lot. So actually, how about if you use one item, take one item, write it in the comments and what traffic light section it belongs in. So yeah, just take one item. And then we have pork tenderloins. And that's kind of a lean cut. We also have beans, black beans, canned black beans. And we have Cheez-Its. That used to be a staple. And then we have eggs. Also, we have cucumbers. And packaged cracker snacks, peanut butter and cheese in the middle. And lastly, we have Greek yogurt. And it says any variety of it, so I'm just going to say plain Greek yogurt. Okay, so take a minute to write your responses in, and I will read those. Okay, so lastly, I'm going to go ahead and, well, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and give you the answers to those items. So cantaloupe is green. Salad is green. Oranges are green. Lay's potato chips are red. That's the way to take a potato, which is a green light food, and definitely turn it into a stop red light food. We have Chips Ahoy cookies are red. I know, it bummed me out too. I had no clue. No. And lean cut of meat is considered a yellow light item. Although there is controversy over pork, however, lean pork is protein and considered a yellow light item. Packaged beans or canned beans are considered a yellow light item. Cheez-Its are considered a red light item. Eggs are considered a yellow light item. And cucumbers are considered definitely a green light item. The cheese cracker snacks are considered a red light item. So this one, I mean, that is sometimes a go-to snack for our kids, but it's definitely a red light item. And Greek yogurt. If it's plain in particular, because it won't have the high sugar content, it'll have a good balance of proteins and fats, it is a yellow light item. And so yellow lights you eat every day. You can eat one a meal, but you definitely don't want to eat them as a full meal. So there's the answers, and thank you for participating in that exercise. Hopefully that helps to solidify a little bit more the traffic light concept. And so next I'd like to share a healthy snack with you. So what I chose to make, or what I'm choosing to make, is a banana burrito. So it's not common. It's not something I was raised eating. However, I know that they actually feed these to children in school sometimes. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you through the process of making the snack, and I'll tell you a little bit about the ingredients. So the let's start with the tortilla. The tortilla is a whole grain tortilla, and it's whole wheat, and it is organic. So organic wheat makes a difference in the fact of processing, because when wheat is processed and not organic, there is a very good chance that it has glyphosate in it, which is a pesticide, and that is a toxin that will go into your body, and toxicity is not good. So there you go right there. Basically, most wheat in the US is not organic, and it has glyphosate in it. So they want to keep pests out, but that same repellent is not good for your bodies. So we have whole wheat tortilla and organic peanut butter. I also chose organic peanut butter, organic because you should have organic when it's available and when you're able to get it. And because organic peanuts are not going to be hit with pesticides either. So it really comes down to the processing of this plant. Like I said, pesticides just aren't good for you. We want to avoid them. The best way to do that is to get certified organic items. And lastly is a banana. Now the banana is also organic, and they literally, organic bananas are very easy to come by, and they're a very good price. So got a batch of like 7 of them for $2. So that's not bad, because the inorganic ones are comparable. I think they're like $1.75, $2.75. I mean, they're right in there. So get really good prices on those. All right, let me put the protein content of this organic peanut butter is 7 grams for every. So you get 7 grams of protein. It's really good. That actually makes a meal. That's going to stick with you. For 2 tablespoons. I'm going to take a big scoop here. And just spread it. Spread the peanut butter on your tortilla. My kids love this. So this is a great snack for kids. In fact, when I was out and about and just didn't have any food, didn't have a chance to go get food, I had these because of this exercise, and it sat with me, one of these, just roll it up, peanut butter, banana, and tortilla. Anyway, it sat with me for probably 4 hours and held me off until dinner. So it was basically a lunch, although it's considered a snack here. I think half would be a good snack, because there's 100 calories in a banana. There's probably 100 calories. Let's see. 150 calories in the tortilla. So that's 250 calories. And then the peanut butter, because I mean, that has all the protein. But you know what? The tortilla has protein too. 3 grams of protein in the tortilla. So that's 10 grams of protein. I haven't checked the calories on a banana, or the protein in a banana, but I'm sure there's some protein in the banana as well. So that's 10 grams of protein. That should hold somebody off for a while. But calorie-wise, so we have 10 grams of protein. We have, 190 calories. No wonder that held me off for so long. Okay, so 100 calories in the banana, 190 calories in the peanut butter, and 150 calories in the tortilla. So this is higher calories, but really not high, not compared to processed foods, more processed foods. I mean, that's 340, 400. So there's 440 calories in this meal. So it's definitely a meal that could hold you off for 4 hours for sure. But it is going to hold you off because of the high protein content. So good for you. And it's actually delicious. I was like, kind of like a burrito. But when you're hungry and you're trying to eat well, I mean, it's worth it. I'm going to take a bite. I have dinner in the oven, so I'm going to spoil my appetite. Okay. Yeah, so that, I mean, that and half would be good for the kids, like 220 calories for a snack. It'd be really good for them. Well, let's do a little review of the information that we've gone over. So let's start with the concept of lean. So lean stands for, L is for lifestyle. So if you have lifestyle goals, that's really good. If you're talking about activities, refer to them as, like, when you're speaking with your kids about these concepts, because it's really important to relay the nutritional information to your kids. Because then that, of course, is going to give them a good foundation going forward, as opposed to, like me, starting from scratch, thinking you can eat whatever you wanted. It'd be good for them to just know the concepts now. They're smart, they'll soak it in like a sponge, and they'll understand more. So L is for lifestyle. Refer to these good foods as like grow strong foods. You can use just good terms that you relate with or your kids can resonate with. Like for me, it's anti-cancer foods. It's pro-health foods. These are things that resonate, and it really does make a difference when you stop looking at them as healthy foods or something taboo or something that you've built some resistance to, and just revamp it in your mind about what your health goals are. You have a lifestyle now that you're changing, and part of that, changing that lifestyle is, it's your attitude. It's the way you look at it. So you're eating these things. I think when I thought of that snack, I thought powerhouse, I thought healthy, I thought satiating, and I thought like it's an alignment with a healthy lifestyle, my healthy lifestyle. All right. And exercise. Okay. So exercise goals could be like taking the stairs instead of an elevator, completing like a family play schedule. I know a lot of people are doing homeschool right now. And so doing a family play schedule, it can be very beneficial. It is very beneficial. I know my children, if I don't take them to the park or say, hey, we're going to go ride bikes right now, or we're going to go do these activities, I mean, they'll sit around and veg. When you're at, homeschooling, it's easy for them to just stagnantly play with their toys or, so it's very important to get out and get some exercise. So E for exercise in the lean. So L for lifestyle, E for exercise, and A for attitude. So like I said, attitude is everything. When you're healing, when you're, the way that you look at the food that you eat, like I said, if you have stigma on something or a preconceived idea of how, that snack didn't sound good to me a few years ago. I probably would have never, I actually had seen something like that before, and I was very opposed to the idea of it. But when you change your lifestyle, you change your attitude because your priorities are different. Like, I want healthy children. I don't want them to go through the health challenges that I went through. So it really does make a huge difference to your attitude. Attitude is literally everything. Okay, so we left off at attitude. And lastly is nutrition. Lastly, but firstly, is nutrition. Nutrition is everything. Okay, so when all of these things are aligned, Eating traffic light style is a lifestyle. So your nutrition is what keeps you healthy. It's what keeps you strong. It's what keeps your mind active and vibrant. It's what keeps you from taking on illness. It's what keeps your children from taking on illness. It keeps your toxic load down when you eat nutritionally. And if you eat according to the green light concept, the traffic light concepts, it's definitely life-changing. So, like I said, that's the alignment that I took on when I overcame my health challenges. So, so there's lean, lifestyle, exercise, attitude, and nutrition. Okay. So let's go on to a little bit of a review on the portion control. All right. So when it comes to the yellow light items, I'm confident that you got a concept of what those are. There is some slowdown from eating those items. That's your grains, that's your breads, your pasta, even the Greek yogurt, is that you're going to eat them. You should eat them, but you want to slow down and eat them in moderation, right? You don't want to just have a free go like the green foods. Red light foods are like soda, candy, ice cream, and they're stop and think foods. So you definitely want to stop and think about whether you're going to eat those or if you can come up with an alternative, because along with those come with all the preservatives and additives and processing that takes the nutrients from the food and turns it really into something completely different. I've heard of red light foods and American diet foods. I've heard them termed as food-alike substances. So they're like food, but without the whole food and nutrient components in them, they're not good for you. So you want to stop and think about that, and try to find an alternative. And that is something that I actually did when I changed my entire diet. And that's something that we can do here, is help you revamp a recipe. If you're interested in that, go ahead and message me. I can help you turn any staple item in your home into a healthier version. And then, eat smaller portions. Remember that the child's and adult's stomach is the size of our fists. Now that looks big. I have a big fist, but it's really small. Literally that snack, that fills up your stomach. And you have to let it process. You have to give it time to process, time to fill your cells and distribute the nutrition. It takes time to know that you're full. So slow down when you're eating. Something that I realized recently is that, I basically slowed down anyway. But sometimes when I'd be so hungry, like I let myself get to the point of being really hungry. And then I'd just gobble some food down. And then I would, within 10 minutes, I'd be like, I'm not satiated. I want a snack, or a dessert sounds good, right? And those are old habits. But so I would think those things, and then I'd realize if I didn't go ransack the kitchen for some dark chocolate or something, which, dark chocolate's not the worst if it's not high in sugar. But yeah, just in general, wait a half an hour. When I would wait a half an hour, I wasn't hungry. I was satiated. So it's just like letting your body catch up, giving it time to satiate, giving it time to fill your cells with nutrition. And it makes a huge difference whether you're going to overeat, right? Or go to something like a dessert. So, and then, and that can be like wait afterwards, or that could be like wait during. So while you're eating, take your time and, chew thoroughly. That's good for digestion. And another thing is so for snacking in particular, It's, don't watch TV. Don't be doing something that's mindless or eating mindlessly while you're doing something, because it just adds for, you know, not feeling satiated because you're not paying attention to your body. Kids actually go through this. So if you let your kids have potato chips in front of the TV, just know that that could really lead to overeating, and overeating the wrong foods. So if they want a snack and they want to, if you are going to let them watch TV, I would say, here, have some fruit. Here's slices of apples or bananas, or grapes are good because they're like chips. There's a bunch of little ones, you know, a bunch of little pieces, and it lasts longer. So anyway, that's a good idea. And now I would just like to think about one thing you and your family can do this week or next week to be in alignment with traffic light eating. So based on the information that you received today, what is something that you guys could work towards, like setting goals? You can put it in the comments, or you can keep it to yourself. I would be interested in seeing what, first of all, what you took from this, and how, what's a step going forward, because action is very powerful. That's one thing that this program definitely does, is it's action based. So we have all this information, we get information all the time, right? Like, I was this library of information for a very long time, and then it really just took putting it into implementation, like implementing my concepts, my knowledge, and that the same with traffic light eating. So implementing these concepts, I can help with that as well. I can revamp your meals. One thing that I do is I can go through your, even virtually, I can go through your cabinets, your refrigerator, your freezer, and kind of set out what, you know, what are your yellow food items, what are your red food items, what are your green food items, and because it gets complicated when you have like a pasta box or a mixed meal box, right? So I found some really good ones that are organic, and they change basically a red light item into a yellow light item. So that's something that I can do. That's something that you could set a goal as, you know, identifying what you've been buying. That's a first step. I also can help with, you know, shopping on a budget, what grocery stores have what are healthier options in the grocery store that you choose to go to. Or I can gear you to the store I always like to go to. That's affordable. But yeah, so it's taking action. Set a goal for yourself. Let this information sink in. Share it with your kids. I mean, maybe the next coupon book that you come across, you can cut those up and have your kids do some traffic light eating and understand what foods are red, green, and yellow. And that'll be fun for them. And it'd be maybe like even like a family activity. I actually did it with my girls, and they were like excited to be part of what I'm doing. So, and then it helps them going forward to be like, I'm eating green, green light, you know. And then does anyone have any questions for me? So I can answer anything, anything that you, that I can't answer right off the cuff. I can research for you and get back with you. Just go ahead and put any questions, or you can instant message me. So I will look forward to those. And I really just appreciated you attending. I actually have an evaluation sheet that I'll attach as well. If you could just fill this evaluation sheet out and send back your response. You can just take a picture. So fill it out, take a picture, and send it in to me. Then I can actually get credit for this class. And I hope it was useful. If there's something that I missed, or you have any suggestions, or any suggestions for me, or what I could have done better, I would appreciate that feedback. So I'm just starting off, and I would like to do more interactive sessions, but because of the way that things are right now, it's not conducive to that. So yeah, please send me a message. If you don't want to send it on the feed or the comments, instant message me. If you would like my email address, I'll go ahead and actually I'll just attach my email address and you can email me. So yeah, that is basically it for traffic light eating and portion control. I hope that that was helpful and useful to you. I'm really excited to go forward and help people. Yeah, just go ahead and write your comments, and please fill out the evaluation. That is very helpful to me, and it's a requirement for my coaching certification. So this is just for the family portion. I could be certified to help families here very shortly, and furthermore, I will go on to help. Some of our elderly family members and pregnant women. So gestational, and I can. I'm really excited about that as well. But that will come down the pike. I should be certified for that in December. Thank you. Have an awesome day.